It's pretty clear that the protagonists in the Resident Evil series are aging. This isn't like an Ash Ketchum situation where they're gonna keep making Leon perform back handsprings with a broken hip, or have Chris punching boulders well into his 60s. In appearance, attitude, and physicality, we've seen these characters age. So the question remains, when is it gonna be time for our favorite BOW hunters to officially hang their hat and call it a day on foiling Umbrella's plans and saving the world? Leon Scott Kennedy was born in 1977, making him 48 years old. Leon has shown that he's still capable of getting the job done, especially in the animated film Resident Evil Death Island, where he takes quite the beating from the film's antagonist, and spoilers, still comes out on top. His hand-eye coordination, strength, stamina, and durability are all still intact, making it possible for us to see him as a protagonist again in a future Resident Evil game or film. But how far in the future? Considering Leon's age, upon entering his 50s, it's likely he'll experience some common physical issues for men in this age range. These can include joint pain, reduced flexibility, loss of explosiveness, vision/hearing loss, and slower recovery. While these are just a couple examples of physical issues older men can experience, I felt these applied to Leon the best, considering his occupation of saving the world from bioorganic monsters, which often puts him in physically demanding situations. Considering Leon's pain tolerance, joint pain alone isn't something that's going to force him to retire. However, if ignored, it can lead to worsening the damage in whatever joints may be affected. That, and reduced mobility, something Leon needs to take good care of if he's going to be getting in similar situations as he has been in the past. Reduced flexibility is something that also won't destroy Leon's ability to get the job done, but can quickly become a big issue if not taken care of. Leon performs a lot of sudden, quick movements in his line of work, often ones that can be demanding on his body. Poor flexibility can potentially lead to muscle strains, which will certainly impede on Leon's ability to consistently perform. His muscles should be loose so he can keep doing backflips off walls, holding off against zombies, and, well, you know. Loss of explosiveness is one that will definitely affect Leon's combat evasiveness, especially if we're looking at his ability in Resident Evil 4. He was performing backflips like they were nothing, and that is something that unfortunately will not last forever. If Leon finds himself in a similar situation to, say, this knight's sword falling down towards him, and his only option is to fling away as fast as he can, if he's not able to make the gap, it could spell trouble. Vision and hearing loss doesn't sound as taxing as the previous impediments, but these senses are crucial to Leon performing at the top of his game. He needs to be able to see who he's fighting, his hand-eye coordination needs to be top-notch, and he needs to be able to hear the zombies or monsters around him. If Leon's walking around a corner and doesn't hear the often quiet licker crawling on the wall, it's gonna be a "you are dead" screen real quick. Slower recovery, again, doesn't sound that bad. Just rest more, right? Well, Leon is constantly getting in the middle of dangerous situations, on his own accord or not, so just resting more may not be an option. Not only physical recovery, but mental as well. Has Leon ever taken a vacation? Some time to himself? I can't recall. But if he wants to keep getting out there, hunting down BOWs and saving the world, it's gonna take a lot more than a good night's rest. Okay, we've looked at how aging can affect one of the series' most iconic male protagonists. Now let's look at how it can affect a female series staple, Jill Valentine. A lot of the issues we went over with Leon apply to Jill as well. Joint stiffness, loss of explosiveness, vision, hearing loss, but there are some unique issues that Jill could potentially run into as a female protagonist of the series. Menopause-related issues correlate to the issues we went over with Leon, such as slower recovery and joint stiffness. However, something more common in women is decreased muscle mass upon beginning menopause. Considering Jill's line of work, getting into physical conflicts and handling giant weapons, loss of muscle mass is something that could severely impede her ability to get the job done. The chances of cardiovascular issues increase with menopause as well, often resulting in higher blood pressure and lower exercise endurance. Considering the situations Jill often finds herself in, reduced endurance would mean she can't keep up like she used to and find herself in increasingly dangerous situations. So theoretically, how long can these protagonists last in the Resident Evil universe that seems to have a new virus or cult pop up every couple years? Considering their near superhuman abilities with regards to their age, and looking at the fact that these characters are aging, a retirement age that would make sense for them would be their late 50s to 60s. At these ages, they will certainly not be at their peak in terms of performance, but they could still be sent out on missions, maybe ones with less backflips and BOWs the size of skyscrapers, but still. After passing these ages though, the likelihood that Leon or Jill, for example, would find themselves in a situation they can't muscle their way out of increases significantly. What does this mean for the Resident Evil franchise? It's clear that the developers are more interested in the new talent this universe has to offer, introducing new protagonists like Ethan Winters or Grace Ashcroft. This could be for a multitude of reasons, such as, according to Resident Evil Requiem's director Koshi Nakanishi, characters like Leon no longer get scared from, say, a bucket falling down next to them, or even a giant monster stalking them through a hallway. So maybe it is time for us to accept that, iconic as they may be, these characters have saved the world countless times, and it may be time for them to officially retire and leave the zombie slaying, BOW disposing, and peace bringing to a new generation.
You did it, Leon.
Thanks.
You know, you're kind of cute without those glasses. Give me your number when I get back.
May I remind you that you're still on duty?
Story of my life.